Get a click on.
All right, can we see the hands? We can. Film Critic, Maker's Eye, Diesel with Prepaid. I think that's probably a keep for Kate, isn't it?
Yeah, I think pretty much anything with a Diesel and a Prepaid is what you're looking for.
Right. And over on the other side, Noah's going full green mode. He's going to look for something better. And I think this is maybe slightly better. It's about the same.
I really like to have card draw on the opener for Kate.
Me too. This hand, the other hand had potential. This hand is guaranteed to be exactly this good. Alright, so draws into an Astro. And goes quick. Ice on HQ. Builds a remote. And he's got Astro, Beal, CBS in his hand. Sort of awkward not to start building the remote right off the bat against Kate. But drawing into that Astro, the second agenda, sort of necessitates that you protect HQ, because if Kate does have something like a Dirty Laundry, she's going to go to whatever open server is there. And even like a turn 1 legwork isn't completely out of the question. So now, Novo takes a look at a turn 1 team sponsorship and decides it's not worth trashing. Which is an interesting choice. That card gets really, really, really out of hand if it starts off and triggers like a bunch of times. So over here, Alex is going to build a toll booth remote. And I guess he's going to think about just playing hedge fund and throwing an agenda back there. And he doesn't. He decides rather than put the agenda back there, he's going to bluff with a CVS. And the CVS is actually going to draw the run. I guess, wow. And Alex decides not to res his toll booth. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think that you want to...
You want to res that thing,
res
right?
it?
Yeah, deny 3 credits.
Deny 3 credits, yep.
And Noah just keeps drawing and decides to play
the more econ.
Yeah, more econ, which is not bad. And he decides to play the sure gamble rather than get his Kate value and play the Contra Blade now. And he's just going to biotic out Astro as is, with no clone chip or SMC in play, no threat of clot. And this is actually going to recur the CBS, which is pretty brilliant. Now that the CBS is back in play, the threat of fast advance is turned on regardless of whether you can pull a clot into play or not. It is...
You think Noah goes back in and trashes it right now?
I'm not sure. There was a no-res on it before, but it looks like he just wants to like get his engine pieces, like his prepaids and stuff like that. And he's not finding them. You do have like a scavenge, which I guess you could discard out of this hand. So you could just like play a clone chip and make a run. Instead, he just goes for more cards.
You can always play a clone chip, discard a breaker.
Right. So I guess Noah's just like really hardcore digging for
Dirty Laundry R&D. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, he's going to take his free peek. And then I guess he's going to, discard some breakers or what have you. Maybe like a Scavenge and a David are going to go down. And that's what he does. He decides to discard the Scavenge and David. So the David's not going to be a surprise anymore. But if I see a David coming out of Kate, I'm going to think that it's not very standard. And obviously it's not. It does have a David in it. But other than that, it looks like it's pretty much standard prepaid Kate. I don't think it has the stim hack, and I don't think it has the data sucker, and I don't think it has the parasite. He removed all of those.
Right.
And went for a David, which is... it's interesting.
I'm surprised you removed the stim hack.
Yeah, I am too. Stim hack is a really powerful option against stuff like HB even.
HB especially.
Right, so there's a Turnpike.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Turnpike's an interesting choice. So we got the new cards showing up. Architect fires. We see a face down card from R&D, and then another ice on R&D from HQ. Right. All right. So there's one card. Now I think you have to check this. Well, he should ask. Yeah. So if you're in Noah's position here, this is like a quirk of Octagon, but it's really a good idea, especially when you run through this architect. Like, you got to ask, what number card is that? Because, you know, it's a big deal if that was the first card. If it was an agenda, he needs to, like, you know, install it to get rid of it or install a new remote. So knowing what number card that is a big deal. And no offense is prepaid. There's a Sansan. It's going in a naked server. I guess he's just looking for more cards.
A little banter going on in the
We got a little banter
in the chat box there.
Oh, I should actually drag this up. All right, so no Diesel's into a lot of action. I mean, his hand is quite good. He is facing down this Astro script, and the Architect did fire, but he's like relentlessly just running without anything in play.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
A lot of times K players just sit back, collect their money, install their breakers.
And Alex just lets him in, and that's a pretty agenda-dense hand he's got there. It's 3 out of 5 agendas. So presumably he can't afford to res this. I actually missed what it was on turn 1. Film Critic is not particularly useful in this matchup. And then he goes ahead and discards Gordian Blade. I guess what he wants to do is he just wants to clone chip his breakers into play whenever he needs them.
Alex is locked in on scoring this Astro script.
Oh, yeah, you've got to score this Astro here. The question is whether you use your shipment from Sansan or not. It is valuable against Clot.
I think he's going to use it because he
just needs
so
the
low
money.
on credits.
Yeah, he's only got 4. And he might want to, you know, pick back up. Try and res that HQ ice even. He wasn't able to do it with 4 credits last turn. And then we've got a new res.
Yeah, what did he install? Let's see. It wasn't from hand. It's probably the pad campaign.
Yeah, I think it was.
We'll take a look at his archive.
Yeah,
pad from bed. There we go.
So I think you gotta be regretting as Noah not trashing his team sponsorship. It's so far recurred a pad campaign and a CVS, and if he decides he doesn't want to trash it ever, it's gonna recur one more thing. He's definitely in trouble for not finding an SMC. Because a lot of this he could have dealt with Clot.
I think it was a mistake to mulligan that first hand.
You think so? Yeah, it might have been. I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't terrible either. He goes ahead and plays second prepaid. Now he's got to decide what he wants the dirty laundry, I guess.
Looks like we're already getting some results in from round 2.
Oh yeah, some of these rounds are going to be pretty short for some people because we're only playing one game. It actually increases the number of the variance level of the round length by a lot. So one game can last, you know, anywhere from 5 minutes to 45 minutes. 2 games tend to be a little more even. 2 games together usually almost always takes like 40. And there's another fast advance, and he's going to take another Astro off the top. It looks like, and that's just going to put Noah way behind.
This is going to take a miracle for Kate to win.
He's just going digging. I don't know exactly what he's looking for. I guess Clot is good, but it's not that good. Not anymore.
He's looking for a way past. He's looking for an SMC.
He's looking for an SMC.
Either past the Architect.
And he doesn't find it, which means that this is just going to be trivially won by the Astro Train.
Yep.
All right. Let's jump in another across the pond game. We'll see Ahmed play against Laurie Poulter. For those of you who don't know Laurie is the master of deck lists on stimhack.com currently. He does a fantastic job with it. He programmed, I think it was him that programmed the current tournament winning deck lists.
It's the same matchup, but quite a different game.
Yeah.
Tate stole 2 of the Astros.
Right, 2 Astros gone.
Both players on match point.
But it looks like there's an Astro count here, right? Or no, that's just a scored. Is that just a...
Yeah, I think it's just a scored.
All right, so
He probably used that to score the deal. He's waiting to draw breaking news.
No, he's already got a breaking news scored.
Oh, no, okay. Interesting. It's not like he could use it to chain an Astro. He's going to have to fast advance his last agenda.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got this remote server, but Kate's full breaker suite is out, and he's got double RDI. This is something Ahmed has never come off of, is the RDI. He really likes this card, and, you know, despite everybody moving towards this Maker's Eye indexing setup, he's on board with the prepaids, but he still likes his RDIs. It does help you go long a little better. It's a little more of a stable.
I do see some people play one RDI in the list.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's got... It works with Maker's Eye just fine.
Right.
And I would be surprised if Ahmed isn't playing any Maker's Eyes. So with this new install in the remote server, Ahmed's, got to think about it. Is this the winning agenda? Now he's only on 3 credits. You kind of want to check this, but there's really only 2 ways NEH can sort of come out of these situations, especially against a deck with Clot. They've either got to make you run through that remote server so many times that you're taxed out and that you can actually score in the remote server, or at least, lets you escape the R&D lock temporarily.
Right.
Or you actually just sneak the agenda by in that server.
Trickery.
Yeah, pure trickery. One interesting option that NEH has available to it, especially if you're playing Biotic Labor against Kate, is if you can tax them down low enough. If they have Clot available, what you can do is you can install your NAPD in your server without advancing it. And then, if they can't get in with 4 credits, then on the next turn you just Biotic. And if they ignore it, you can do the same thing. And Clot's not going to stop you from Bioticing your NAPD off the table.
Lori only has 5 credits, so...
Yeah, he's not really...
He'll be able to make the Biotic play this turn.
Well, I mean, if he's got Biotic, Shipment from San... No, he'd be 1 off, even with Shipment from Sansan.
Ahmed clicked for a credit, so he clearly has a plan with what he has in his hand.
Huh. Maybe he's just trying to waste a click doing something, so that way he can get through Enigma and click 4 without paying 1 more.
Could be.
But yeah, I mean, he's definitely got something in mind.
Seems odd not to draw a card, though, when he only has 4.
Yeah, well, maybe he feels like he has everything he needs right now. This game is, coming down to the wire here with both players on match point. So it's totally possible that the cards in your deck are just not as good as credits. Because we're spectators in this game, we're not going to be able to see the hands. You're just checking how many cards are left in Ahmed's deck.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to know how many econ cards are left in his deck specifically.
Yeah, that's a pretty important thing to do when you're playing against prepaid Kate, is to look at the number of econ cards left in the deck. With only 1 prepaid out, Ahmed's got 2 more prepaids. You're getting to the point now where you're like, well, do I even want to install another prepaid? Ahmed could just be clicking up to a bunch of credits and running R&D here. No, instead he goes for the remote server. I guess he is.
Maybe he is worried about the NAPD. I think Lori's just taxing Lady here.
Yeah, probably. So now that Lady's out of counters, yep, just a bluff, straight bluff with the pad campaign.
Makes sense.
Yep. So that play was.
Let's check on that event, see where he's at on Ladies and econ cards.
Oh, we can't check it. We can't check it then.
Oh, you can't do that even? Lame.
Yeah, no. This is why we jump in as players rather than spectators. Ugh. So now Laurie, even lower on credits, having res that wraparound. I guess what you have to ask yourself is, are you confident in this wraparound's ability to keep Ahmed out for one turn? You look like you're behind in this game right now. So, if he's got an agenda in his hands, he has the ability to take a chance here. The thing is, there's no clone chips or SMCs in play. We don't know where they are or where Claude is right now. But I guess what you have to do as Laurie right now is think, what is my best shot? Is it to fast advance the agenda out of my hand before Kate has access to Claude? Or instead, is it better to just shove the agenda in the remote right now? And if he's got NAPD, and it looks like he's going for it. This is going to just be the shove NAPD in the remote play and hope Ahmed doesn't have money. Having click for credits last turn, you can be pretty confident that Ahmed doesn't actually have an econ card. So he just installs over his pack campaign with what is presumably an NAPD. Now, it wouldn't be a totally unreasonable play to try to advance a non-NAPD agenda, just because if Ahmed is in the position where he can't get an NAPD, he might just ignore this and go for RMD instead. Though, depending on how the cards in Ahmed's hand work out.
Well, he did click up to 4, right? Click up to 5 before he ran. He could have a sure gamble.
He could, but he doesn't have a lady.
Right, sure gamble, lady.
So he would need to have a clone chip and then something else to install over the lady, or a lady in discard. Stim hack admin on 7. Scavenge. There's only so many possible.
He already played Stim hack.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah, he's got a brain damage. True. Well, if he has same old thing, Stim hack, and then another lady in his hand, that might work.
He's got some options.
And now Ahmed's got to decide where's his best shot. If this really is an NAPD, do you have the ability to get in and take it? And having gone through a game this deep, NEH is very likely to have an NAPD sitting in their hand. Especially, let's see how many Jacksons have been going through. So, no Jacksons have been used this game. This is almost virtually sure to be an actual NAPD. He's got to actually have it. Ahmed takes click 1 to draw a card. I don't know if he's finding anything. Even if he draws another card and it's Scavenge, which is pretty much the perfect thing that you could have here, he still would be 1 credit off from stealing if that's an NAPD, because you need to pay 1 to break the Enigma. So I think Ahmed, having not drawn his click 1 Scavenge, which is what it looks like to me, having not drawn the click 1 Scavenge, it looks like the remote's out of reach. So now he's got to think about how he can best run the other servers. Now, you can run HQ, but you pay a lot of credits. You can run R&D, but then you got to pay 2. I think he's in a rough spot because he wants to be able to have 4 on any one of his accesses. And it looks like he might only be able to get 1 access while able to steal NAPD. The trouble is, that's just so difficult. Because if you want to make the run on R&D first to check for NAPDs here, because you're seeing 3 cards. But if you run on R&D not on click 4, you got to pay an extra credit. So if he can't click for 1 credit and then run R&D and still have 4 left over. He would have to click for 2 credits, which he doesn't really have time to do if he wants to make another run anyway. If he had something like a Dirty Laundry, maybe that would be better. If he had a Maker's Eye, I think it would be a pretty clear play to click for 2 credits and then just Maker's Eye. It's possible he has a legwork, but I think legwork is sort of unlikely to hit. I don't know how long this R&D lock has been going. Yeah, I'm not saying, wow, this is tight. He's probably thinking about exactly the same things we are.
He can pretty much take the time he needs. He's got plenty of it, and this is the last turn of the game.
Yeah. Well, we think it is anyway. Maybe that's just a breaking news.
Shattered Remains.
Shattered Remains!
Get rid of those RDIs.
It's all about whether I believe it's NAPD. I think in this position, you gotta believe that's NAPD. Because no Jaxes have been used.
Yeah, I think you play with it one way or the other. Or play like it's NAPD one way or the other.
So I guess that means that he's got another lady, right? He can install his lady for 3 and make that run. If it is NAPD, he'll just lose the game on the spot. I think his best bet here is to just. This is so stupid to toss Film Critic. Right? Yeah, I guess Film Critic could have actually saved him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. It depends on how he's recurring this lady.
It's not the first time I've seen a Cave Lament throwing it away against any age.
So I might just use his click 2 to draw a card. I guess he's figured that, that he doesn't really have any hope of accessing another card.
Oh, there it is.
It is NAPD contract, so here's for the game. There's actually not too many hits left in the deck. There's only 2. There's only 2 hits left. And
2 NAPDs and a breaking news?
Well, no, he can't. Oh, he can steal the NAPD. Oh, he gets.
Wow.
And Ahmed takes it. The SSCI champion coming back for more. Plows through that NEH R&D. Finds 2 of the agendas. He only needed 1.
And I know Ahmed must have been sweating this. He's not been playing much in the past few months.
Yeah, Ahmed.
He's been a little busy being a doctor.